We are a family of 5 from Texas who sold everything to live full-time on our 1987 Marine Trader Tradewinds 47. We have 3 boys, Carter, Chase, and Caleb. We also have 2 cats aboard, Cheddar and Tiger. For 2 years, we have enjoyed cruising, exploring, beautiful sunsets, loads of family fun, and brotherly bonding. We also enjoy exploring the water, snorkeling, and diving. In the Florida Keys, the Bahamas, and who knows where to next. We want to say a special thank you to all of our patrons. Chris is not very happy. We have not ordered a new heat exchanger yet for our generator, and we're talking about getting solar because of this very reason. Because our generator is just living on borrowed time. So any day we knew it could poop out, and today's the day.
So it's not cooling properly. So we know the heat exchanger needs work, so I'm going to guess I'll go ahead and order one of those since we knew that was coming. Excuse me. I'm going to check the impeller tomorrow when it's cooled off and see if the impeller came apart or anything like that.
Well, this is what we're afraid of, because without a generator, we have no power.
Yeah, very limited. We got to watch our power consumption for sure.
Which is why we want solar.
Yep, you got it.
So you can't run it anymore tonight?
No, it's too hot. I can't touch it. I gotta let it cool off. So by the time it's cool off, I'm gonna be asleep. We have now been about a week without the generator, so we've been running our main engine to charge batteries. We ordered solar, and so we'll go pick that up next week in Fort Lauderdale. It's boat life. You just make do with what you got for now and keep going. Since we don't have the generator, we can't make water. That's kind of our biggest thing. So we've been rationing it and holding off on using water is whenever possible. So very little dishes and that kind of thing. Definitely should have some good boat project videos coming up. We're going to do the solar install as well as the generator repair. So stay tuned if you want to see those.
One of our friends gave us some little advent activities in these little bags, and today it is December 1st, so we are opening it up, seeing what there is to do for today. There's these little Dear Santa note cards, and then Knapps family. Merry Christmas. You and your family are really important to us. We know that Christmas can be a really hectic time of year. We hope these advent bags will be a fun way to get you with people you love, and remember, the whole reason we celebrate Christmas is all about love. Every day you will be asked to do something. We encourage you to take pictures of everything you do, send them to us, and we love getting pics of your awesome faces. Also, every day there will be a small tree at a thank you for remembering to love. Many of the trees are little crafts. If you're not sure what it is or what to do with it, please text us. Mostly we hope you will have fun and know that you are loved. Peace, love, and joy. Wow. 1. Write a letter to Santa. Tell him one thing you'd like for Christmas. You can write it on postcards in your bag.
For Christmas, I would like an RC car. For Christmas, I would like a stuffed cat with a candy cane.
For Christmas, I would like a game called Apex Legends. Either that or the world's biggest Rubik's Cube, a 17 by 17.
It has been a week now without a generator, and we turn on our engines every morning to charge the batteries. I did use my inverter today, and I made myself a pot of coffee because it's been rough without coffee. I made the boys pancakes this morning. My sink is still full of dishes because we're using like as little water as possible, and I think today we're gonna run some water back and forth from land. But life without a generator is a little more difficult on a boat, but it's possible. It's definitely possible. Our biggest trial is the water, needing water in our water maker. So we're just gonna run water back and forth.
Right here, and right now it shows empty. So what we need to do is we need to take these water jugs that we keep on the side and fill the water tank with them. Then later on in the day we're gonna go shopping and buy more water and fill it up because our generator is broken, so we can't make water. Water. I am now on to gallon number 10 out of 11. So.
Okay, why do we have these and not actual water cans? We've just never needed them before. So we keep these as just an absolute backup emergency in case we're underway. It helps with ballast. We move them back and forth different sides of the boat for weight. And then these were our absolute last ditch effort emergency waters if we needed some drinking water. So since we need water, I'm just going to use them because I've had them for a while. And then we're going to maybe go to West Marine and get a 5-gallon water jug. If not, we're just going to use these and go back and forth between the dock and here and fill with water. But maybe it's time that we got a water jug as a backup. Well, look at that. Now we're at a quarter of a tank. That's very encouraging.
Welcome to this week's Talking from Our Aft.
Another great episode from the back of the boat. This week we're going to talk about community and boat life, community and the boating community, and kind of answer the question of what do we do all day on a boat, and how do we stay connected to friends and family and all that.
Before we do that, I don't know if you can tell, probably not because it's dark, but it is absolute glass out here tonight in the Florida Bay. And it was like this last night, and it's just been gorgeous. These are the days and the conditions that we love.
And this is not typical for this season. This is typically like a windier season. So
nice couple
this
days.
is really nice.
So for community, so here I work. So I have friends at work, and I work for a small company, and it feels like family.
And I like the people I work with.
Yeah, we've got our Christmas party coming up in a couple of days. You know, it's on Sunday.
I saw that on the schedule, but it was kind of like over a 3-day span, so I thought
it was
like
a 3-day
party, which if you're watching and you're having a 3-day party,
good for you.
Love it.
And then what else you got?
Okay, and then I'm going to answer another question that was asked that I can tie in. How's our cell phone service on the boat? So community that I still get to talk to my friends from Texas and family all over is we still obviously use cell phones, and I love using Marco Polo, and our cell phone service from the boat is top notch. It's great. Unless it's like over 25 knots of wind, then sometimes our hotspot and our Wi-Fi is a little funky, but other than that, it's great. So we still do that to keep up with friends and family. And then as far as community in the Keys, we put all the boys in sports. Carter did soccer, Chase was on the sailing club, and Caleb does the running club, and so they all got to have their own little friends. So every day we get off the boat. I take Chris into work every morning, which is so nice on days like this where I get to wake up in the morning and, you know, just enjoy that beautiful water and fresh air. And then every day we do homeschool in the morning, and then we get off the boat for either hanging out at a friend's house who live locally. We have friends from church and around town, work and stuff, that we'll hang out with. And so we'll go hang out with a friend, we'll go to a park, we'll go to a sports practice. That's kind of how we have community.
Interestingly enough, we don't hang out with other boaters in the anchorage. Mainly because half the boats, there's nobody on them. They're just parked.
Mm-hmm.
And there are no kid boats. We have had 2 or 3 kid boats come through the anchorage temporarily for a few days. A couple of them had found us on social media beforehand and knew we were going to be in the area, looked us up and made it happen. And that is one way that social media has been nice, because that happened a couple times in the Bahamas. Versus in the Bahamas, you pull into your anchorage and your cruising community is your community. You don't get really the local community like you do here as much. You have to work a little bit more for that there.
Right.
But in the Bahamas, you pull into an anchorage and you're looking, as a kid boat, where we have kids, we're looking for the signs of another kid boat.
I would sit on the front of the boat. I'd stand on the front of the boat while Chris is coming into an anchorage, and I've got my binoculars, and I'm like...
She's not looking at the water. She doesn't care about anything.
I'm like, look, over there! They've got floaties and kid toys and kid swimsuits hanging up.
Yeah.
Go over there.
Little life jackets, or just kids that run around and splashing. Yeah. But that was a community in the Bahamas, so it's a little different here in the States.
Boating.
It's a little
community.
more normal. It's a little more normal here in the States. We just live on a floating boat.
Yeah, so it's kind of like living on a condo, but we have to dinghy out to it, and then, but the boating community, when you travel as a pack together,
that was the best. We like that.
That's so wonderful. It's harder out here. I do miss not being able to let my kids just run next door to the neighbor or have the neighbor kids knock on the door, and I miss that. So, that's one of the negatives. And that's one thing I miss about having other kid boats around. And like Chris said, there have been other kid boats, but they've been transient. So there haven't been any other full-time people in the Keys living here. I have actually met a couple of the other people here, and they're really nice, but they're like us. They go and work. So
yeah, usually people in the Keys here are living on a boat and working. So it's not like in the Bahamas where you're a cruiser.
Yeah.
So, that's it.
I think that's it. Another fun fact, I make earrings for fun. So that's my fun hobby. That's what keeps me,
busy.
Killing the time, busy, doing crafts.
When you say hobby, you mean you sell them.
Yeah, it's like my side hustle. And so, I'm sorry, Carter's looking at us right now. You come here. So Carter is a young little entrepreneur. And I said I was too lazy, to be honest. I'm just not really talented enough to make anything but earrings. And he was like, I'm going to make some necklaces. So he helps me and started making necklaces.
You're wearing?
Yeah, it matches
yeah, look. No, it matched my whole outfit right now. Thanks, buddy. So, anyway. That's how we have community.
Thank you for joining us this week. That was Talking from Our Aft. And Carter, you want to say it this week?
Remember, enjoy the journey. Ouch, that hurt my foot. Oh, that hurt my foot.